But Swamiji, it's always a great privilege, a great honor in the presence of our Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. To be able to share is a very beautiful, beautiful teachings, a beautiful understandings that Guru Sahib gives to us so that we can understand the greatness and the good fortune that we've had in this life to be at the feet of the Guru. And please excuse me for talking in English, but that's my best language, best to communicate. And it's good to see somebody here, especially a lot of our young people, our young adults, so that they can get a better understanding of the value and the benefit of being at the feet of the Guru. Otherwise it becomes lost. Otherwise they're not sure, they don't understand why they are here. Yes, we're in the Gurdwara and it's something they've come to. But to understand that Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is not just scriptures, they say, but Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is a science and technology that teaches the excellence of a human being and helps us to create a very beautiful, clear mind to be able to go forward in life. This is a message that I've been sending out. I've been teaching our young people now for over 30, 40 years, quite a bit of time. And I myself came to the feet of the Guru at a very young age. I was 24 years old when I came to the feet of the Guru. About 10 years ago? No, I don't think so. Many years ago. Almost 50 years. But I was a young man. And a lot of the young people ask me for my story. They want to know, well, what brought you? How did you come? And Gora Singh from downtown Toronto, Gora person from downtown Toronto. How did you come to the feet of the Guru? And that's a good question we should ask. But you know, in my life I was searching not for religions, that I wanted to change a religion or find a new religion, that I wasn't happy with who I was. I mean, that's not right. What I was searching for, was starting to be at a very young age, was to find a true teaching, a universal teaching. Because in my mind I was already thinking, again about 10 years old, something came very strong in my mind about equality. That question that came into my mind about equality, that all people were created equal. And that came to my mind about 10 years old. But I saw that that wasn't happening, that people weren't being treated equally. I remember watching on television at a very young age, 1960s, early 1960s. When I would watch and I'd see some thing on television showing the black people, dark people from the United States and the South, and they weren't allowed to go in the same buses, they couldn't eat the same restaurants, they couldn't go to the same schools. I said, that's not right. That's not right. Something is wrong. I said, if God is here and God created each of us the same, then why should something just because of color or gender should not be treated equal? So already at a young age of about 10 years old, my mind was thinking that way. And that really started me on a search. I said, somewhere in this land I didn't know, but I said, somewhere there was a true teaching. A teaching that would teach the trueness of life, the reality of life. I believed in God. I was a very God. I grew up very religious. But I was looking for something beyond that. I was looking for something, some truth. And as my years took me through my studies and my practice, I started at 14 to meditate, again, at a very young age. And I was searching, I was looking at different traditions, and I would go to a library and I'd see there was a book on Buddhism, there was a book Hinduism, there's a book Muslimism, there's a book Judaism. But I said there was not one book on Sikhism, there was not one book on Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So still I was searching, I was looking. But by some great good fortune, some of you know my story, you can learn about it, I came to the feet of the Guru. And I didn't know what even the Guru was, like we're sitting today in the presence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, or in the presence of our Guru. And that first day I came as a young man at 24 years old. And I I bowed my head at the feet of the Guru, and as soon as my forehead touched at the feet of the Guru, then I knew something went deep inside of me. And I didn't know what, because I didn't know anything, but I knew something in my heart, my Atma, my soul told me, there's something here you have to learn. I didn't even know the name Guru Nanak, I'd never heard that name. I didn't know what to say to Gurdwara. So I came, I saw Sangat, they were coming, and Matateg. I said, I can do that, that's okay. I agreed to that. I'm a very prayerful person. But I knew that as soon as my forehead touched at the feet of the Guru, something changed inside of me. And then I sat in Sangat and I started to listen to the Kirtan. I listened, I didn't understand the words. I have never heard Kirtan, not in this lifetime, maybe other, I don't know. But as I was listening to the Kirtan, I sat very still, as we do today, listening to as the Bhai was playing the show. And I closed my eyes and I listened, and I heard a sound. And that sound came inside of me, and something changed in my brain. Something felt very different. As the Bhai was playing the Kirtan, the Vajja, the tabla, I was listening. And then the sound came. And the sound started going through my brain, and something changed inside. Some alertness, something different. And I wanted to understand what was that. I didn't know Shabad Guru, I didn't know any of that technology. I just knew that there was something in the vibration of that sound that I was listening, and as I read the Quran from the Guru Granth Sahib, and I listened to the sound, not understanding one word, but listening to the sound, it changed me. And that one experience changed my life forever. And I've never left that path in how many of these 50, almost 50 years. Never left the path at the feet of our Guru. So what kept me there? What keeps us at the feet of our Guru? What is that which draws us in, which keeps us connected in such a deep way? And I understood that connection, because we have to make a connection, and I want our young people to understand that they need to make that connection at the feet of the Guru. I made that connection. What is connection? If you have that cell phone, you have to plug something in, you hook it in, and it goes, you have Wi-Fi, you've got some system that's bringing something, and it's making a connection. But we also have to understand that Guru Sahib is a connection for us, to connect into the teaching, to connect into the vibration. Because that is what lifts us, carries us. And if we're not understanding that there's a relationship to have, especially for our young people. But they come to me, many of you young people come to me and they say, well, what good is that connection? Why should I have that connection? And I've heard some very interesting stories. One time I was teaching in Calgary to the students, and one young woman stood up and we were talking about pot, and I was saying the importance that every day we should do Nam Simran, every day we should do pot. And I was talking about what is the importance in our life. And one young woman raised her hand, she said, but Bhai Sahib, said, I don't have time to do Nam Simran, I don't have time to do pot. I said, okay, I can understand. But I asked her a few questions. I said, do you have time to go to Starbucks, get a coffee? She says, yeah. You have time to go shopping at the store? She says, yeah. You have time on the phone with your friends, blah, blah, blah? She says, yeah. I said, but you don't have 10 minutes to do Simran? She says, no, Bhai Sahib, I have no time. And I'm laughing, but inside I was crying. Because I said, why can't we understand that when we give a little portion of our time at the feet of the Guru, we have time for everything else. You want to run around today, you want to go here, you want to go there, you want to visit friends. But Guru's saying, just give me a little bit of your time. Here's the benefit. Give a little bit of your time. You know, we say that in one day there's 24 hours. In one day we have 24 hours. Is that correct? So Guru says, give me 10% of that is 24 hours. What's 10% of 24 is 2.4. So Guru says, give me that 2.4, 10% of your day to me. Preferably in Amraveli, to rise before the sunrise, give that little bit of time. And I say that especially to our young people. Give a little bit of that time and see what is the benefit. The benefit is that we get a clear mind. When we say we do Nam Simran, today we'll do a little bit of Vaheguru Simran. When we sit in that stillness and have that vibration within us, It changes the rhythm of our body. That's when I was explaining that first time I sat, I listened to the Shabbat, and something changed. Something in my energy changed within me as I was listening. So what is the power of that? What is the Shabbat Guru? What is the technology of the sound? Everything in Guru Granth Sahib Ji is in the Rag. Rag, and we study the different rags, Rag Suri, Rag Bilal, Rag Kanasi, many rags, 60 major rags that exist in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Each rag is a sound vibration in a particular rhythm to have a particular effect. And as written, the Gurmukhi itself, the Gurmukhi language, the script language, is a tonal sound current vibrational language that is very specific to how it vibrates in the universe. I'm getting very broad with this. And that's what we call Shabbat Guru. So Shabbat Guru is the technology that exists within Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is a sound vibration of a current of sound called Nad. Nad is the science of that. Of the Shabbat Guru, which is a quantum technology which changes the frequency of a human being. Let's put it very simply in simple English. That when we become sensitive, we sat today, we're listening to the kirtan. We sit in the stillness of it, that sound vibration of the Shabbat. As we listen to that sound itself, whether we understand it or don't understand it, has a very specific effect in the rag, in the style that it's being played in, that has a very specific effect to change our rhythm, change the vibration. It goes so deep that it actually affects the cells of our body. That's how powerful it is. I'm giving you one of the strength of that, and I want especially our younger people, young adults, to understand there's a very deep strength in your body that helps you. Because it's not you have to do it, you should do it, you must do it, if you don't do it. There's no punishment for that. It's up to you. It's your choice. Do you want to take the benefit or not take the benefit? What is Shabbat? Shabbat is that which cuts our ego. Cuts it. The Shabbat cuts the ego. And Guru makes a transformation. What is Guru? Guru and Guru, it's two sounds. Guru and Guru. Guru means darkness and Guru means light. So Guru means that which transforms us from darkness to light. And the Shabbat is that which, through that sound vibration, cuts that ego, so that we can make a transformation to feel and realize the essence of our very inside of us, our soul, our Atma, every part of us, every cell of our body. Then it comes to that realization in that frequency. That is called Jot. Jot means light. Jyoti. When Guru Sahib talks about Jot, that light that comes from that which created all creation, Jyoti Jot, that light that is part of that which created all creation, but is also part of each of us. Jot me Jat Jat. We know of that Jot, that sound vibration of that Jot, that vibrates within us. That light becomes the same light that exists in the entire universe. We become that light. We become the light of that. So everything has a science to it in Gurbani. Gurbani, that's why I say Gurbani is a science and a technology of the upliftment of every single human. So to understand the power of Shabbat Guru, as that vibrates in us, as we listen to it, changes the frequency of what we say is consciousness and conscious awareness, and gives you an intelligence that's beyond just everyday intelligence. That's the power of it. That's the benefit of it. But if you've never heard what I'm saying, then you probably haven't understood it that way or seen it that way. But I had to learn it that way, just as many of us here today were born here in Canada, born in the Western world, think through a Western mind. So I had to understand, for me to accept it, I had to understand how does it work? What's the process of it, and how does it work? And because we're all benefit-oriented, what do I get from it? Well, what am I going to get from it? But then I realized that what I was getting from it was something I already had, which is the love of God. The key of Gurdwara is to understand that God loves you. That's a deep understanding. We all say, well, I love God and I love Guru. That's 50%. What is the other 50%? That God loves me and Guru loves me. That's the other 50%. And Gurdwara talks more about the love of God and to let God into your heart. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, everything is inside of us. It's not outside that I'm going to look. I'll never find my security outside of myself. We want to look outside. Well, if I just meet the right person, if I just have enough money, if I just have enough car, if I just have enough of this, then I'm going to be secure. But that security is temporary. It may last, it may not last, it may go, we don't know. Guru is giving us what we call spiritual security. Because Guru never leaves us. The love of God never leaves us. We can leave, we can run this way, we can run that way, is true. But what your body is telling us, God never leaves us. And what is that God? We spell that God. How do we spell God? G-O-D. Is that correct? G-O-D? What is G-O-D? That which generates, organizes, and delivers. It's simple. It's in the word. Generates, makes things happen, organizes it, puts it into some way, and delivers it to us. Gives it to us. For us to have. That is the creation of this creation. The way that the creator of this creation created us to be creatures, to be creative in this life to be happy. That's all. Anand, Sahaj, Shanti. To be in peace, to be in peace, to be in bliss and harmony. To have Shanti, to have that peace in our lives. Sahaj means calmness. To be calm. To be relaxed in life. As we listen to the Gurdwara relaxes us physically, it relaxes the nervous system. When we do Vaheguru Simran and we bump this navel point, Vaheguru, 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 and move our navel point as we do it, it creates a heat in the body that burns away negativity, burns away toxins from the body. There's an exact science that's mental, physical, and spiritual. And those are those three aspects to understand. It's a very vast technology of learning. And we spend our whole life learning. And it starts with what? With a simple, simple devotion. I've been in the Punjabi community many years of my life. More than English community. And I know that we're very emotional people. That I've learned. Very emotional people. Is that very emotional? But I say, what do we have to do there? We have to take all those emotions, all those commotions, and turn them to devotion. Devotion is the big part. Now, what is devotion? I'm giving you a lot today. I want you to learn these things. I learned to be honest. Devotion is a divine ocean. This is what Buddha says to us. The devotion is a divine ocean. That's the sagar. That's the ocean of life, the soup sagar, the peaceful ocean of life. And says, live in that peaceful ocean of life. With that devotion. And through devotion, we can figure out everything. Guru Granth Sahib Ji teaches two very simple things. There's no mystery. There's only mastery. And there's no secrets. There's only science. Guru Granth Sahib Ji doesn't have some secret codes and these, nay, nothing like that. It's a very pure teaching that reaches into the heart and the soul of every human. To have a happy life, a prosperous life, a successful life, a beautiful life. But we have a choice to make is the key to it. We have that choice that we have to make. Do we trust it and believe it to be true or not? That's a simple choice. Is what I'm saying, do you believe it and do you trust it or not? You have that choice to make, and no one can make that choice for you. But I want to encourage our young people, make the choice. Make that choice to trust at the feet of the Guru. As you grow in life, that trust becomes stronger. And then you'll see how it changes your life. And Guru Sahib doesn't teach, Guru Nanak didn't teach I should become fanatic. I have to be a fanatic. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj didn't teach I should become a fanatic. Fanatic means that I should just blindly follow. Guru Sahib says question everything. It's good to question. But don't forget God. Don't forget that who created you. That's the beauty of life. Many doors can open for you. Many doors. What is a Gurdwara? Gurdwara is the door to the Guru. What is the Gurdwara? The Gurdwara is the door to your heart. To sit in that kindness within yourself, that's the transformation. That's what we go through the simple way, and that's how Gurdwara itself works, in order to change us and guide us. And the guidance is at our feet. That's the key of it, the guidance we have. We're here today, we're asked something. And how does Guru teach about Sangha? Guru says 3 aspects of you. One is called individual. Each of us here today, in the presence of our Guru, we are individuals, it's true. We have our own way of thinking, where as I'm talking, you're listening, you're comparing, you're deciding, is it right, do I want, do I care? All those things, you're going to compare it. You're going to comprehend what I'm saying, and then you're going to compare. That's the normal. You compare until you take it to your intuition will tell you what is true. So we start as an individual. And the individual is what I'm talking about here, individual personal relationship with the feet of the Guru. When Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us the Guru Gadi of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru Gadi means he made the Guru Granth Sahib Ji the Guru forever. He will never bow the feet of a human. And he gave the Gadi to the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, said, you will be independent in your relationship at the feet of the Guru. You'll be sovereign, independent in that relationship. So the first is your individual feeling, individual relationship. And through Gurbani, and through our spiritual practice, through rising on the daily, through doing Path, through doing Simran, what does it do to us as individuals? It refines us. What is that refinement? The refinement means it stops this mind from going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Because I know your minds, especially our young people, they have too much sugar, everything. Minds go 1,000,000 miles an hour, it can't stop. But we have to find some way to slow this mind of ours down so it doesn't get caught in the punch or it doesn't get caught into the attachments. So the first step as an individual is the refinement within ourselves. As I do Path every single day, as I do Bani, as I do Simran every single day, I'm refining myself, I'm creating a stillness, I'm getting rid of that fog to find a clear path every day. So I'm refining myself and defining who I am. So at the feet of the Guru as an individual, we refine ourselves, to define ourselves, to understand that relationship. So what is the individual? We say that individual consciousness, individual awareness. The second is Sangha. Today we're sitting as individuals, it's true. But we're sitting together as individuals in Sangha. Sangha is here to expand us. So that as we sit together in the presence of our Guru, we expand. It expands us. Takes each of the individuals of who we are, blends it together at the feet of the Guru to expand us. So we grow with Sangha. Sangha means that congregation that is true, a true gathering, at the feet of our Guru, to expand ourselves. For what purpose? And that's the third part, which we call universal experience or universal consciousness. So in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru said, these are the 3 steps. First step is that commitment that we make as an individual. Second step is Sangha, which expands us. And we make that commitment to Sangha. And through Sangha gives us the experience of universal consciousness, universal awareness at the feet of our Guru. So we grow and we expand. And as we expand, we experience the light of God. You understand that what I'm putting together for you to understand it in a simple English way is how I learned it through Gurdwara. That gives a complete understanding of how we as a human being live. And in fact, Buddha describes us not as human being, but describes us as Brahmi. Brahm means life force energy. Brahm comes from the breath. Pavan Guru. Pavan, Pavan, Padapara, Padapara, Pavan Guru, Pavan Guru, Bhai Guru, Bhai Guru, Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru, Pavan is the breath. Brahm is the energy of the breath. In Gurdwara, Pran, Prana, Prani. So Buddha says, why say Pavan Guru? Why is Pavan the Guru? Pavan Guru? Pavan means the air, the breath. Because without breath there isn't life. So Buddha describes us not as a human being, but describes us as Brahmi, those who live by the breath. Brahm energy, pranayama, sometimes you hear that word. So Brahm means life force energy, which is written throughout Gurdwara. In Gurdwara, that's why we read Brahmi. Brahmi are those who live by the breath. Buddha describes us as those who live by the vibration of the breath. As we chant the Guru mantra, we listen Vaheguru, 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 as we do Pa. As we listen to the sound vibration, as we hear that sound that vibrates to us. And through that we are vibrating inside, so this breath becomes in coordination. As that breath becomes part, and we're vibrating in that breath, that pranic energy rises within us and gives us the experience of consciousness, of awareness. So Buddha's teaching the entire physical, mental, and spiritual way to live. But we're not always taught this, right? We don't always hear what I'm saying. I mean, we have to learn our history, and we're not talking today about our history and the history of our gurus. I'm talking about the science and technology of Sikh. This is the science and technology of Singh Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, the science and technology of what the world calls Sikh. Because Guru Nanak had brought us to this path to become seekers, to seek the truth. Mul mantra is the base understanding. Mul means the root. Mul mantra is the base understanding that begins with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Ek Omkar Satnam. Ek Omkar. To understand that there's one creator. Who created all creation. Remember, as I started talking, I said I was looking always in my life, what is equal? How do you find equality? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji taught Om God. He said there's one creator who created all creation, whose vibration is Satanam. Satanama. Panch Shabbat, 5 sounds. Satanama. The S, the T, the N, the M, and the A sound. So Satanam doesn't mean, you can say in English that means true name. It doesn't mean in the English you can say true name. Sat is truth, Nam means name. But Satanam is the entire vibration that exists within you that gives you this breath of life and understanding of your cycle of living. Sa-ta-na-ma. Panch Shabbat. Sa means beginning. Da means this life that we live. Na means that life that ends at some point. And Ma means that which is the mother, that which is that birth that happens. So Satanam is the exact cycle of your entire existence and beyond that is vibrated through the oneness of all creation at Omkar, and is the karmic work. The karmic work is that does everything. That we don't have to worry, it's done for us already. That cycle is there for us to live. And we're here by the grace, by the Kirpa of God. to be here together as Sangha to realize that truth within our own beings and to accept it. Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj teaches a very loving God. Very loving God. Gurus are very loving to us. We don't believe there's a God that's punishing us, to drive us to the end. Maybe we don't. We see a very beautiful, loving, giving, creative God that vibrates within us to experience our own depth of our own inner being, the depth of our own core self, of the soul within us, of that which exists within inside of us, to experience a beautiful life. Is there not one of us in our Sangha that doesn't want to have a happy life, that doesn't want to have a good life, a successful life? Is that not true? And to have a positive mind, a positive outlook on tomorrow. We live in a very deep, dark time right now. We know what's going on in this world. This is what we call a Yuga, dark time, a Yuga, age of darkness time. And we see what's happening in this world. There's not one of us, our youngest ones, know what's happening in the world. These wars that are going on, all that violence we know about, hatred, all that stuff. And we know that's a reality of what is these times, is true. But Guru is giving us a path to understand how to not just survive these times, but to go forward during these times. That's why we have to be so alert. We have to be so alert, and Guru Sahib brings us that alertness. We have to be so alert in our consciousness now, so aware of what's going on. There's a simple saying, we say that if you don't change, as these times are changing. When we do Pad, when we do Sim, we change as these times are changing. And we know what's happening in these times, and we keep our energy moving through these times in a very strong way with ourselves, with our families, with our children, with everyone together. We move forward, we move ahead. As these times are changing, we make the changes that are necessary to go forward. That's our strength. If we don't change as these times are changing, what happens? Then the times change us. We're forced to change. These times will change you. Don't we want to be ahead of that? And through my studies and my comparative studies, which I started in my teenage years, until I came to the feet of the Guru to learn the technology of Gurbani as best I can, was that Gurbani gives us a leading edge. Understand what I'm saying? Gurbani and devotion to the feet of the Guru gives us a leading edge. I'm not saying we're the only teaching, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it is a teaching that gives us a perspective, that gives us a leading edge, so that as these times are changing, we are changing with the times. That's why we have to be healthy and strong. Physically healthy, mentally healthy, and spiritually healthy. That's the consciousness of this life now. Physical means be conscious of what you eat. Guru Sahib gave us simple langar. Simple sattvic. Sattvic means foods that are alkaline. With all the processed foods and all these meats that people are eating, in that, it's very acidic. And we're seeing that why cancer is an epidemic. Guru says eat very sattvic, acidic foods, and easily digestible foods. So what is simple langar? It's digestible, easy. Guru says, but the rule of thumb of food is, don't eat anything which doesn't digest within 24 hours. That includes meat, fish, eggs, and double cheese on pizza. Not double cheese on pizza, leave that off. You won't digest it. So I go by a simple rule. In terms of eating, I go by a simple rule. Don't eat anything that flies, swims, crawls, and never had a mother. It's not like rule out anything. Swims, crawls, flies, never had a mother. That I know that I'm not going to. So we have to be conscious of that. Conscious of our environments, conscious of the exercise. Whatever kinds of exercises you do is up to you.
So we have to have that physical consciousness, physical strength. Mentally we have to, that's why I say do Simran. Even if you can do only a few minutes every day, do 5-10 minutes while you do Simran. If you do Mul Mantra, start with Mul Mantra. Even to repeat 11 times. Start with that. If you're not doing that already, then start with that and watch the difference. Many of our young people came to me and they said, I'm having trouble at school, what should I do? I said, what should I do? I said, be still for a moment and do Simran 5-10 minutes. And many of our young people started to do that. And came to me and said, I couldn't believe the change. I couldn't believe the change within myself. We were telling me these stories. They see the difference. You can feel the difference. Because I'm talking, we have to be alert today. We have to be alert and aware as these times are changing. And there's more pressure on us, and there's more pressure on our young people. One of our young kids came to me and said, I want to start wearing bana at school. He said, but I'm a little bit afraid if I wear bana and just start everything to go to school, that maybe some of the other kids there will make fun. I said, don't worry about it. You are who you are. And if that's in your heart, let that be in your heart. And he started to wear his bana at school. He came to me and he said, I can't believe it. Everybody at school is saying, a king has come to our school now. A king has come. He was embraced by everyone. And he was so excited. And I said, don't ever worry, don't ever be in fear about who you are and your identity. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj created Khalsa, gave us an identity. And I'm not saying be fanatic, that's not what Guru taught to us. But gave us an identity to understand who we are. And that identity was an identity of Seva, Sangat, and Simran. To help others, to be known to help others through that Seva. Simran, to vibrate the Nam deep within you. And Sangat, that we should be together. So that through these times, because I'm telling you, Satsamiti, there will become a time, not too distant future, when we'll see so many people within our coming to our Gurdwara from many different faiths, many different paths of life, who will come and who will sit with us. And they'll say, this is the one place we found where we can sit and feel at peace. And we're seeing it already happen. So Satsangiji, we have it in front of us. We have the gift, whether you came to it as I did, or whether you were born to it, it was a destiny for you to be born to it. It wasn't just I was born into a Sikh family, that's my culture, and that's what I was born into. No, it's not true. There's a destiny. Destiny means that destination for you to reach in this life. It was brought to you at the feet of the Guru in this lifetime, which is a very, very special. And however you got here, I had to come, but there's others who found their way here. Whatever guided us, stay at the feet of the Guru. That's my message, especially for our young people. Don't abandon yourself. Stay at the feet of the Guru. The Guru says, hold on to me, and I'll carry you through. And gives us that joy. Every day, don't we say, Jinni Naam Diyani? Game Shaktigal, Nanakate, Mukuje, Get the Shaktigal. Jinni Naam Diyani. Those who meditate, the eye means that meditation. Jinni Naam Diyani. Who meditate on God. Who vibrate the Naam. Become radiant, smiling, and radiant. And carry many others with them. That is what Guru teaches us. To not just carry ourselves. And as I'm talking about in this Kali Yuga, this age, we need to become that candle. What is one candle? One candle is to light many candles. Let us be that light within each of us, to light many candles, to share Guru's message of peace to this world. So Sangaji, before we leave, before I finish today, let us do a few minutes of Bhai Guru Simran if we come sitting straight. And as we do our Bhai Guru Simran, this is the same today, feel that your navel point. So they go Bhai, Guru, move that navel point. Navel point means at that third place, that place called navel point. That's where it builds its called japa. It's the heat energy of the body, and it raises the heat of the body. And by vibrating at the navel point, it allows that prana energy to flow. So let us just sit in our stillness. We can come sitting straight. Go on, both sides down, and let us. Vahe Guru, 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 Vahe Guru. Satsang, keep going. Listen to the sound deep within. Vahe Guru, 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 Vahe Guru. Be very silent now. Listen to the vibration within yourself. Vaheguru, the Guru mantra, the mantra of ecstasy. Mentally vibrate. Hear the sound within. Vaheguru, Vaheguru. And sit in your stillness. And be very present to the energy, the feeling of being in the presence of Sri Guru Khalsa Maharaj. Give yourself to that experience and feel it deep within.
Please subscribe to our Library of Teachings Legacy Project. Our Legacy Project and your subscriptions help to give us that opportunity to compile the many, many years of teachings of videos, lectures, and classes of Harinam Singh Khalsa. Please visit our website, anandlotus.com, to subscribe. Satnam.